Hey there. Although I am involved with CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada, the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the participants and do not reflect those of CADAC. And now, cue the music.
This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there, it's Andre here with another short for the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a podcast for the high-achieving ADHD entrepreneur. This episode is brought to you by CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada. You can get more information and you can donate at www.caddac.ca. Hey there, I hope this week you had a good time listening to Eric the Viking Solbakken and I discuss how entrepreneurs in the professional world are complete stick-in-the-mud outlying oddballs, and what we thought or think about that and why it was. And you know, being an ADHD entrepreneur, also being an ADHD person, we've always been that outsider, no matter where we were. And what I really found, especially in the professional world, even from the university days, I was not like everyone else. And I really like the term that he used, that the profession, like he was referring to his accounting profession because that's where his background is. I'm from the engineering background, but I know quite a few people in the lawyer background, even doctors, medical doctors. And he's right. Eric is right. These professions are steeped in tradition. They are taught this tradition in school. And the majority of the people go to school, they drink this Kool-Aid, and they're converts. Like, you have to do it this way because that's how it's always been. And then there's little old me going in there, even challenging professors. Why do we have to do it that way? Why can't we think of it differently? And all they can come back is because that's how it's done. Why would we think of anything different? And I'm not talking about changing theories here, but it's just how we approach projects, how we solve problems, how we just did things in general in the labs. And even with my classmates, like, why are we sitting around a circle? Like, why are we studying this way? Why at these times? Like, why can't we just do it this way or try a different way of looking at the problem, solving it? You know, why can't I start at the end and work backwards to the question? Why not? Well, because that's not how it's done. So now let's go into the working world. And I bet you the majority of the listeners here, if you're not in a profession, quote unquote, that we're referring to here, you are working in a professional world, no matter what. Even if you're in manufacturing, you as the entrepreneur, you are dealing with the world as a professional. Because I don't think if you were not a professional, you would not be successful in what you're doing and pursuing. That I believe. So everyone I'm talking to here are professionals. I guarantee it. So for you, look at yourself compared to other people similar industry, that in similar to you in your industry and position and what you're doing. Can you relate to you being an oddball and an outlier, going to meetings and saying, oh no, we can't do that. They're pushing back the resistance. Like me going to technical committees for standard development. I get a lot of resistance of looking at things differently, at different perspectives. No, this is how it's always been done. This, therefore, we have it. You know, this clause here makes no sense. It's counterintuitive to another part, or it's actually it's actually creating a barrier for other people. But no, that's how it is. It's always been there, kind of. We always have to create the same type of thing, but yet it's a hindrance. They have to follow tradition. And then you look as the fuddy-duddy. You look like as the troublemaker. Oh, there he goes again with another bright idea. And how can we resist this? And a lot of times, us as entrepreneurs, especially ADHD brains, man, going 200,000 miles an hour all the time with 20 things going on at the same time, we come to solutions and resolutions a lot quicker than most. And I guarantee it's a very simple solution. And in the professional world, nothing can be simple. It has to be complex. I don't understand why things have to be complicated for us to feel proud and that we've done something and we move forward. Why does it have to be complex? Why can't it just be simple? Spend 2 hours instead of 8 times how many people is involved and just get the project going and get it. No, because egos are in the way. The ego gets in the way with a lot of the professionals. Tradition and their ego, and the fact that they all have to look smart and feel smart. That's another challenge that we're resisting. And I think a lot of my listeners and a lot of the successful entrepreneurs, we don't know it all. That's why we hire people who do know more than us. So a lot of our egos out of the way, and the people with egos don't know how to handle people without egos. So again, it's just this complex, never-ending story. Oh, I saw that movie actually. It's still bad from the 80s. Sorry, squirrel. It's just that interesting complexity of relationships and the way that our brain works and how, like, for me, I don't follow these societal norms of having, like, especially in the engineering world, I don't need to be smart. I actually say I don't know to a customer, and they're like blown away that an engineer said, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Hey, this is not going to work as per the code, but it's a great area. It's done. It's here. Let's find a solution. Let's work outside the box. Again, not tradition. And other people's egos are in the way. And that makes it very challenging. And I'm not too sure if Eric and I really covered that well. The more I'm mumbling about here. But for us to come in as a bright, shining light to say, hey, guys, this is how we're going to do it now. It's wide open. It's going to change everything. That scares the crap out of a lot of other professionals. So that's why I think the entrepreneurial mindset is very challenging in the professional world. I worked for an engineering company as an employee, and I had two people that respected my point of view, and that really actually, the one was the owner who was entrepreneurial. Didn't realize that till now, actually. Different way of thinking, but I got a lot of resistance from other people to the point I just never bothered dealing with them. If they asked me for my opinion, I'd flip it around. What were you thinking? I'm thinking of this. Okay, fine. Looks good. Have a nice day. The people that really want an alternative solution, they would come and ask me, I need an alternative solution. And I give it to them. And 9 times out of 10, they ran with it. But that's what they were looking for, while other people just wanted a pat on the back. You know, can't stand that. Don't want that. Created my own company. I created a company where I can feel like myself. I can be myself. I create an environment that I can fit in. So it's very tough for entrepreneurs to survive not to survive. It's very tough for entrepreneurs to be in the professional world because, as Eric stated, the traditions that we're taught, the egos that are in the way, and especially that they have to know it all, and we have to stroke at their egos to make sure that they feel like they know it all, and it was their solution. And that makes it very challenging. And if you're an engineering firm like myself or like Eric, an accounting firm that does it completely different, and your competitors see that, know that, they will trash talk you and make up stories about you because they're threatened by you, because they actually do see your way of doing it is better. It's more efficient. But they can't get over their own ego and reduce it and they're trying to get over their ego by reducing your reputation so they can make themselves feel better. And when I start hearing talk about me and my company, I take that as a compliment. So if people are worried and they're starting to make up stories or starting to say that we do shit work, that's fine. I take it as a compliment because I'm doing something right. I'm challenging the norm. I'm challenging the way things should be thought about. And like I said, with objective engineering, I want to change the way engineering is done in the field. No chicken shit engineering. And these compelling offers are really turning over the right clients to us. So, you may not be in these quote-unquote professional realms, but what you're doing in your industry, you are a professional, because that's the only way you as an entrepreneur can be successful is by you being a professional in that industry. Do you stick out like a sore thumb? Do you feel a lot of resistance because of your entrepreneurial mindset and also with your ADHD brain solving impossible solutions, impossible problems with unique solutions quickly? Don't worry about it. You're one of us. We're all here together. We get it. That's the way we are. That is the role that we have with our companies. It's in a way to disrupt, to challenge a core, but to do what works for us best and to do what we know will work for our clients. Everyone else, who cares what they say? Let them flounder. Let them follow tradition. Follow your own horn. Toot your own horn. You have at her. I got your back. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.